Hey there. M- Morning, afternoon, evening. Wherever you are, hello to you here live with me and to those who are going to be on that replay. How are you this morning? I hope things are just fabulous for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to talk today about a subject that's near and dear to my heart. But then, I got a lot of subjects that I love. That's why I named my company Dr. Geneva Speaks. Well, at least that's one of the reasons. How are you today? Please say hello. Leave some comments for us. If you've got questions, please put your questions in. We're going to talk about a really important subject today. I'm just so delighted that you're here. Just enjoy that music for a moment. Yes. Mhm. So let's see. Ooh, I see we're getting folk coming on in. That's great. Hello there. Yes. Yes. Well, listen, is your career still giving you what you need? Or are you just maybe going through the motions? If you're starting to question whether your path is the one you want to stay on, I want you to know it's okay. As a high achiever, arriving at this junction is normal. It's what you do when you're ready for more. And if you happen to be in that 40, 50, 60 age range, this is about you wanting to harness the power of your decades of experience, still eager for the next challenges. So, if you're feeling that nudge that something's got to give or needs a little tweak, well, you are in the right place now. And so I want to say good morning to everyone who has joined us. And please leave your comments, your questions, whatever you want to say. Please leave it in the comments for us, and we're going to get right to it. So, for those of you who I haven't had a chance to meet yet, I'm Dr. Geneva. I help leaders craft strategies that drive growth and create impact for their professional success and personal fulfillment. A common question that I'm often asked is, how do I know when it's time to change careers or to do something different? Today, I will show you how to recognize when it's time to reinvent your career and what steps to take if you see those signs. I'm going to also bust some myths, some of them kind of persistent, and those false beliefs that might be holding you back from taking the next step in your career. I'm going to help you understand why we often turn a blind eye to clear indicators calling for a change. And I want to arm you with practical, straightforward strategies to navigate through the process of career reinvention. And now that's whether you're wanting to tweak your current trajectory, or jumping into a new one, you're going to leave today with a clear plan to move forward. You ever notice how time can turn from, this is my dream job, to, is it Friday yet? But let's get one thing straight. Falling out of love with your career isn't the end of the road. Shaking things up helps you stay sharp, competitive, and fulfilled. Because let's face it, if you're not growing, if you're not becoming, you're just biding time until retirement. And that may be a long wait for some of you. So, but I want you to understand that I'm not here to hand you a resignation letter template. No, that's not what I want to do. Or am I suggesting that you ditch your job at the first sign of boredom, being bored? Okay. You know, this career reinvention can be about growth in place or growing in place. You may need to tweak a process that's bugging you, step up for a project that scares you a bit, or learn a new skill that's suddenly in demand where you are right now. And sometimes, now listen to me, folks, sometimes the biggest leaps happen without taking a single step out the door. Or it may be time for a move, a time for you to, you know, go do something different, go after that dream that you've always had. So I just want to set the stage that career reinvention can happen in place where you are or moving to a new venture. Okay. So, you've climbed and hustled and conquered. You don't want to just settle for a work life that doesn't light you up. You know what I mean? And so I want to set that stage and make sure that we're on the same page. Good morning, everyone. I see so many folk out there from Facebook and LinkedIn and oh, Maria, how you doing? So good to see you this morning. Listen, tell us where you're from. Say hello. If you have questions, please put them in the comments. And if any of you during the course of this conversation find value, which I know, I hope you are, please leave a comment. Let us know. Share this with a friend of yours because you might not be at this moment interested in career reinvention, but you might know somebody who is. Okay, so what I want to first do is to address some false beliefs and objections. It's important to do that. I like to go first with this because it's about mindset. It gets your mind ready for change. And when we talk about the change process, the kind of mindset you have is so very important. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of yeses. So if you believe that it's important to get your mind straight and get ready for change, leave me a thumbs up in the comments. So, I want to share with you what I've heard, what I tend to hear during the years about, these myths, and my clients bring them to me and they'll say, different things. I want to share with you these myths so that we can kind of bust them. Okay. So there's this one that I've peaked and there's no room to grow. No, that's not how this works. You have to understand that growth is not a one time deal, it's really an ongoing process. And your experience, it's gold. And it's high time you start seeing it as your ticket to new heights, not a weight pulling down. It's time that you leverage that experience. Okay. Now, another thing that I often hear is that technology is for the younger crowd. Well, let's shut that down right now. Tech is not a tool that you can just be run away and be scared of. It is a tool that you can use. And like any tool, it can be mastered with the right mindset and a bit of, working hard. Some of that elbow grease, get into it, learn it. Listen, you've adapted before. This is just the next wave. So ride it. Another myth about reinventing your career is it means that you have to start over and you feel that I just can't do that. Here's the truth. Reinvention, again, isn't about scraping everything and beginning from scratch. It's about taking your core skills, you know, your wisdom, your grit, your experience, those skills you've learned over many years, and giving it a new direction or fresh coat of paint. You know, Reinvent it. That's what reinvention is about. It's not just being new, it's also that reinvention really talks about improving on what is or taking what is to the next level. And then, there's that biggie. Professionals, and I hear this, I hear this from not only my clients, but friends and family alike. Professionals of a certain age no longer bring value to the workplace. Now, that's crazy. This can't be further from the truth. Your years of experience are a treasure trove of wisdom and insight and skill that can deeply enrich any organization. And, it, your it's not about your age diminishing your value. In fact, it's the opposite. It enhances it. It brings a perspective that is only sharpened by time. So, you've got that insider knowledge, and that's the thing to be really focused on. And so, when we look at these myths, I want you to understand that it's important to get over them, to understand, to put them in their proper perspective, to understand that, in fact, they are myths and you can move forward. They're false beliefs. And good morning. I'm saying good morning to everyone. Oh, everyone has just come in. It's so great to see you. And yes, that right mindset is so important. Number one, yes, indeed, having the right mindset really, really matters. Um, and so any other thoughts you might have, if you agree, please put the comments. Love to hear them. And good morning again to everyone who is with us and who's joining. I just see you all coming in. Great. I'm hoping this provides and gives you some value. And again, if it does, tell somebody about it, share. It's so important for us to spread the knowledge. That's why I come up here every Wednesday, because I'm so interested in spreading that knowledge, making sure that we all have a chance to succeed and we can gather and come together as a community. And it's fabulous to see all of you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Okay. So now I'd really like to go into um, talking about a little bit about why we ignore the signs that it's time to change, like understanding the inertia that we get and why we you know don't do what it is that perhaps our gut is telling us to do. So, here's a hard truth. We're pros, real good at ignoring the signs. My own experience, I started a national model and I was thrilled with it. And it was a brand new thing and never had been done before in Detroit. And oh, there was lots of interest, excitement, enthusiasm going on about it. And I committed to the project for 5 years. So I was the founding CEO and leader of it and had to start from scratch. It's real startup. And we had certain goals we had to achieve within a certain year, certain amount of time. And so I committed to 5 years with this new national terrific demonstration to help people and bring lots more money into the community to help solve community problems. And I looked up one day and I was going on 10 years. And and I didn't know, well, how come, and I noticed I wasn't as excited and enthusiastic and jumped out of bed that I was them earlier years, but I was just in it. And what I found out was I discovered it was kind of like a mix of comfort and fear of the unknown, and sometimes a bit of pride in this new model, this empire that I had built. And we think of ourselves as achieving these wonderful things. And, sometimes it just gets tough to admit when that so called big thing or that empire, if whatever it is, starts feeling like a cage, you know, and we kind of brushed off the discontent and chalk it up to a bad week or a bad day or drown it out with just the everyday business of life. But I knew, and I know some of you also feel, you hear these whispers or, your gut feelings, you know, is this it? And they don't really vanish. And I knew in my situation, when I started getting to years 7 and 8, my whispers started to simmer. I could feel they were simmer and they were just waiting for me to listen. And so, but why? Why do we do that? Because facing the music, listening to those whispers often means acknowledging that what worked for us yesterday might not fit today. And that can be scary. You know what I'm saying? And so it takes guts to look in the mirror and say, I need a change. But here's the thing, that reflection in the mirror, she's got more wisdom, spunk, and drive that she's given herself credit for. I know I found that out in my situation. And I knew that, you know, really it came to me that ignoring the signs was like sitting on a mountain of gold and saying, I'm broke. And so we don't want to do that. We want to tune into those signs when we hear them. And we can, if we have the knowledge about what they are, and we then can turn them into action steps to have a career that's as vibrant and dynamic as you are. So it's so important for us to recognize those signs. And I want to thank you. Oh, yes, thank you so much for joining and being here. And so we're going to get into these signs. Let me find my banner here that I want to put up. Oh, here we go. So, got it. I'm ready. So, when was the last time you felt that buzz? That ping of joy, solving a tricky problem, or getting praised for a job well done. If that's hard to remember, that's a red flag. Okay. Maybe you were even the first to volunteer for new projects, but now it's all a routine. Perhaps you were once the innovator, eagerly brainstorming the next big idea, but the thought of another brainstorm, another one of those sessions, feels really draining rather than exhilarating. That's sign number one. That's the sign that says, you know, that spark be missing. You know, that spark's missing, and you don't feel the passion. Things are the same old, same old, their routine. This, folks, is sign number one. When you realize that this spark be missing, that it ain't there. So here's what you do: reflect, reconnect, rekindle. So I want you to reflect by take a week and make a list of the moments in your workday that you dread and the moments in your day that you look forward to. Okay? So I want you, simple thing, grab a piece of paper. Okay? Just grab that piece of paper and make two lists. Here are the things that I really am not happy doing. And on the other side, here's the list of things that I look forward to doing. And that can really signal to you what's up, what things are looking like. And then reconnect. Think back to the early days. What parts of your job did you love? And um, find ways to bring elements back into your day to day. So you with me on that? And then rekindle. I want to leave that too. Challenge yourself to change up your routine, introducing, like one thing a month, do something different, but challenge yourself to do something different. Okay. So that uh, reflect, reconnect, and rekindle. So, see, with the rekindle part, you really can spearhead a new initiative, for example, where you are, or you may rediscover your purpose by aligning your work with your personal values by seeking out projects that really align with your passion and you're excited about, or you can take on a new role that allows you to learn, or again, find ways to innovate within your current position. But the point is, if the spark is missing, you want to find out why. Okay. And so that's the thing. You want to take some time to, dive deep and think about it and then test yourself. So that's the reason why you make these lists of, what is it that I like to do? What is it that, turns me on about the job? What was it that used to, and maybe if I remember some of that, I can pull some of that forward and redo that again, and maybe that'll bring that spark back. If it doesn't, again, that's another sign. And then again, try to find ways to rekindle. So when you feel that blah, and you're not excited. And when you have to get out of bed in the morning, because we do have to get up, and you find that it's just not, it's just not working, it means that spark is missing and you have to deal with that. Okay. Let me say, oh, great, Sean. How are you? Sean says, I am there right now. Okay. Well, listen, I'm glad you're here. I'm hoping this is helpful. Give me a thumbs up if any of this is resonating with any of you. And please um, feel free to ask questions or put other comments in. This, I think, is a real important topic because even though we're talking specifically about careers, this really is about change. And the change process is really what reinvention is all about. I got my timer here on my watch so I don't take too much of your time. That's why I'm looking down. I'm paying attention to y'all, but I got this timer that be going off. And you know what it is? I'd like to ignore it. Just keep looking and just talking to you and act like nothing going on, but it is. So that's what I'm doing. Uh, um, so, um, so yes. So if this is resonating with you again, let me know. Share this with others, and again, if you want to dive deeper into this, in fact, if you're seeing that or feeling that spark is missing, and you want to try to get it back, hey, come on and let's talk. DM me on LinkedIn and Facebook, YouTube, send me a message. Let's talk. We can do that. Say, just DM me and say, Dr. Geneva, I want to talk. My spark is missing and I want some help to try to figure that out. Okay. All right. So then, all right. So any questions on that, please put it in the uh, chat and we'll be ready. So now let's move on. Look around. I want you to look around. And do you ever feel like everyone's moving up and you just standing still? Mhm. It's like everyone got an upgrade and you stuck with the old model. Are your peers going to conferences, picking up new skills or different roles while you're feeling kind of stuck? This isn't about keeping up with the Joneses or some envy thing. It's about ensuring that you're not left behind in a career world that never stops evolving. Okay. If your last big professional update was a seminar that you attended years ago, or a skill that you learned that at the time was a hot thing and was new, but now it's just standard and everybody doing it, well, then you're seeing the sign of stagnation in a world of motion. Okay. So that means that you stuck here and everything else is moving and evolving and creating and innovating. But you feel that you've been left out. And when's the last time you've upped your professional development or learned a new skill? Or there are other people who are rising and moving and excited about new things. Hey, this is the sign that you're stuck. You're stagnating while the world is moving around you. So here's how to catch up. Assess, learn, apply. Assess, learn, apply. So I want you to assess. You got to get real about where your skills are. Are they up to date or are you lagging behind the times? And do a real assessment, okay? Tell yourself the truth. Or you might want to ask a friend, to tell you the real deal. Learn, identify one skill, just one. Here's what you can do, just one skill that's emerging in your industry, and then learn it. Hit the books, take the classes. To do what I'm doing, coming to y'all every week, I had to learn about StreamYard, which is where I'm streaming to here with you on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. I had to learn how to do it. And this was the big thing in my work. And my work centers around helping and guiding leaders and entrepreneurs in being the best that they can, equipping them with the newest strategies and skills, sharing the experiences that I've had as a seasoned executor in the field for over 40 years in nonprofit world, running organizations, and then transitioning, reinventing myself to transition to another career because now I'm a businesswoman. And so in order for me to help, to be helpful, I had to learn this thing. And so we all can do that. And the thing is, be strategic about the skill that you select. But whatever it is, select it, go on and do it, and dive deep into it. The online courses, the workshops. You can also network with forward thinking folk in your field. And so, learn and then apply. So whatever it is that you're doing, use it. Don't be afraid to use it. But you can jump on a project or get involved in something that's outside what you usually do at your workplace. It's like cross training at the gym that you go to different modalities of training in a single session. So you might do some aerobics, jumping rope, and then you go over, you lifting some weights, and then over here you're doing some squats, and then you're jumping rope, but you're in this cross training, which means that you're doing different types of activity, aerobics, the weight training, and you're doing those in your cross using them. They're cross functional. And what that does is the bottom line is what I'm trying to say with this analogy really is that you come out much stronger and more versatile when you do that. So that's one of the things that you can do if you're feeling stagnated and stuck and everything else is going around, that you apply different things and do different things. And that's, jumping into something that's usually outside of what you do and people don't expect it really makes a difference. And it also can help get you noticed. And what do y'all think about that? Any comments or is that something that you all, has anybody experienced this in terms of the kind of, your own career or um, what's going on? Yes, let me try to get this. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Here we go. Back to you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I'm still learning this now. I'm still learning, but guess what? I'm going to own it in a minute. I am going to be a pro with it. Vivian, how you doing? That's my girl there. Vivian Picard. Yes, yes. She, again, that's someone who reinvented herself to big time executive in one of the major auto companies for years. And now she's still doing her community work, still out there, owns a spa, is just out there doing her thing, reinventing herself. And I'm so honored that she joined this morning. And good, Sean, I'm glad you're joining. Enjoying it, and from Spain, coming into the house. Oh, how you doing, Debbie? Good seeing you. Oh my goodness. Yes. Every day must reinvent ourselves. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Back to you, girl. So, back to you. And so now if you're finding value, again, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Um, Make a comment. If you have a question, please leave it in the comments because we're going to get to the last sign. So now we've been over two signs. One that it's time for career reinvention. One that that spark ain't there. You don't jump out of bed just whoop, ran to go. It seems more like routine. And then, secondly, that you feel stagnant, that you are stuck in a world that's revolving around you, continuing to revolve around you. Um, so the next, so here we go. You're working hard, but somehow promotions and exciting opportunities seem to pass by you. And it's not a lack of talent or effort. There's this invisible barrier keeping you from reaching higher, going to higher, the next level. And this can be especially true for women who've seen less experienced colleagues ascend, go up that ladder while they felt that they were left waiting for their turn. Does someone know what this third sign that maybe it's time to reinvent your career is? Uh-huh. That they're invisible ceilings and plateaus where you are. Now, this is something that is a difficult thing, but it's a real deal experience. And many of you, if any of you have faced it, can you put a thumbs up or say yes in the chat if you have faced these uh, invisible ceilings, plateaus, that it seems that, somehow you just can't crack through them, but they be invisible. You know they there. So listen, here's how you can break through that. First, write down every win, big or small. This is your log book, your proof of what you bring to the table. I think this is so important in a lot of different ways. It helps, of course, with our confidence and seeing that, really what we've achieved. But most important in this case, it helps you understand your worth and your value. And that's important because it helps you figure out if your worth and value is being valued where you are and whether or not it's a time to reinvent and move on. Okay. So document, write it down, every win, big or small. Advocate. So you should use your track record to start a conversation with your boss, whoever is in the driver's seat. Let's not be silent. Let's get out there and talk and advocate for yourself. And your track record is probably one of the greatest conversation starters, okay? Because you've got the proof of the pudding. You've done things. And when you have that conversation, it's so important that you're clear about where you want to go. So you're not just going in and talking to someone and saying, well, I've done this and I've done that. And, I feel that I'm not getting where I need to be, or, I want a promotion. Why haven't I moved? Or that's not what you want to do. You want to go in and talk about your track record, your accomplishments, and then um, sketch out, describe what you see as your next steps. These are the opportunities that I'm looking for. I'm certainly qualified and ready for them. And here they are, one, two, three. And it would be my goal to start on these, to initiate this within the next couple of months. And then I would like to sit down with you on a regular basis, perhaps every quarter, and we can review uh, where my progress is, the opportunities are, the promotions that I'm sure will be there, and what next steps I need to take. You need to be real crystal clear on what it is you want, and so that you can describe how you can get it. Okay. And then another way to deal with these invisible plateaus and ceilings, the plateaus are the level, you can't go no more, and the ceilings are up here. But another way to do it is to network. So you reach out to mentors and colleagues that can offer advice and open doors to opportunities you didn't know existed. That's one of the reasons that I, love Vivian Picard so much, because she was a master at that. She was in this, um, highfalutin, powerful position. And what she did was she saw that part of that responsibility was to open doors of opportunity for others. There are people like that, um, that you can go to, connect to, if you feel that the ceiling and the plateau are getting in your way, and it's a sign that you want to reinvent your career. So see, again, it's the double move. You can choose to grow in place, to do things, stay where you are, tweak, uh, create new opportunities, new challenges, advocate, challenge where you are, take on those new projects. I was with the United Way when I started out for 19 years. Sometimes I say, how was I there? But during that time, I was in 8 different positions. So what happened was, I mean, you could see what happened was, go into a position, turn out good, learn all I could do, make all the connections I could. And then I was looking for, well, what's next? And began to create the what's next. And then there, and then the next, and the next, and the next, until I became the head of the organization. We all can do that. Because we're smart enough to do that, to think ahead. So I really wanted to put this down as a sign that, you know, it's a reality that those ceilings are there and the plateaus exist. And that when they are, they can be a sign that you need reinvention. The reinvention does not have to be leave or turn in a resignation. It can be. Don't get me wrong. That's exciting. And I know I've done it. It can also be reinvent, grow in place with these strategies that I've given you. So, what do you think? I'd love to hear, um, the conversation and any questions that, people might have about the conversation. And again, saying all good morning to all of you who are here on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube and Twitter. Love having you here. Um, And then now, so Christian says, I'm in the process of jumping outside the box now. Okay. And your words about reinventing my tenure. Oh, good. And motive. Okay. Helped the company and felt stagnant with Oprah. Thank you for the reassurance. All right, and find that spark. Oh, I am so Christian. Thank you so much. And she's sending a shout out to Vivian. See, I told you Vivian's so popular. Everybody loves Vivian. Um, and that's see, and I am just so proud of you, Christian. I really am, because it takes that kind of. It's a scary. And I'm so uh, delighted that my words helped you and are motivating you. And if any of you out there kind of feel some of the same things as I talked about, the signs of saying, I'm kind of feeling that way, come talk to me. Let's have a conversation, because that's what I do. And particularly, this is such a great time as we're looking at 2024. It's the new year. It's coming up. DM me if you'd like to have a conversation about that and work with me. And I work with you. I love doing it. I take my years and years and years of experience and partner with you like it's a new experience. It really is, because in each and every one of you, there is such richness, such uniqueness. Each one of you has your own story and where you want to go. And I believe we should never stop growing, becoming at any age, because we can do what we want to do at any age. Yes, yes, yes. And so, okay. So that's really what I wanted to bring to you today. I want to conclude by saying that recognizing these signs is step one. Step two is doing something about it. And so pick one strategy from today that we've talked about. We talked about a number of them, and act on it right now. Because the best time to plant a tree was probably, what's that saying? Was 20 years ago. And the second best time is today. And so I want you to remember that reinvention is a journey. And for me, it's a journey I've been on more than once. And I can tell you, it's worth every step. You got this. And if you want or need help along the way, I'm here. So thank you all for joining today. Let me look and see if we have any other questions or comments. I think I've said hello to many of us. So thank you so much, and love you all. See you next Wednesday, same time. And we're going to continue the conversation about, see, I got all these alarms going off and everything. Oh, we're going to continue. See, I know you're supposed to be polished and do all that, but I'm here real deal. Just trying to be here and share all the wisdom, knowledge, and love. Um, Here every Wednesday, going to spend a lot of time talking with you about reinvention and reinventing and getting ready for 2024. Because if you've had any dreams, if you've, that thing that you wanted to do, it's time to start it. And guess what? New Year's resolutions ain't going to get it, but you can work with me for a concrete, clear, uh, actionable 2024 plan, a game plan, which can help you figure out your vision and what it is you want to be, where it is you want to go, what are the kinds of things you want to achieve, but not just the vision. Because, just having that dream, I believe in the dream. We've got to have the vision. We've got to see the end so we can work our way back. But just having that dream without the legs, we're just daydreaming. Okay. So, what I'm really a master of, and those who know me will attest to this, is helping you craft the steps, the actions, the strategies that you can take to make that dream become a reality. And one of the things that I'm doing in the work this year, and Sean can tell, Sean was with me last year, um, in our 2023 planning. And this year, Sean, I'm adding a component in the you putting together your work plan for 2024 on self-care, because I'm a big believer, when we want to hit these goals and have these renovations, reinventions, change our careers. uh, it's hard. It really is hard to do often, and that work-life balance can get off balance. And so to bring harmony back into it, you have to be really intentional about your self-care and what that means and how you can um, you know, really, really achieve everything that you want in life, because you can do it. Sean, thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that I'm a great resource and bring out the best in you. And that's because you bring out the best in me. That's what keeps me motivated and just so there for you. And that's because it's a give, it's a mutually beneficial relationship, because I feel great when I see all this young new leadership. Now you have to understand, when I'm saying young, I'm talking about y'all in the 40s, 50s, 60s. Okay, all right, because I'm in my third act. So for you all in the midlife, you are the leaders. You are there. And it just makes me feel so good when you're at your best. Because when you're at your best, that means that the workplace is good, that businesses thrive, that communities are rich and vibrant, that children succeed when you, as a leader, are at your best. And that's my driver, guiding you, helping you to grow your best, to be better than best, to be what it is you want to be, so that you can influence our families, the community, and the world. Love you all. I will see you all next time.